Alright, so right now what I've done is I have my two pieces of my back clamped up so that I have the edge up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to joint this edge because this is the side that I want to glue together. So I want to make sure that this edge is absolutely straight and flat. And I know that it's not because I already put it together once. But when I put my plane on here, I know that I've got a spot right here that's a little bit high that I've got to make sure that I get planed out. So I'll show you how this works. I'm going to make sure that my plane stays nice and flat. I've got my finger up under the edge here to hold it in spot. And I'm just going to go along the edge and ensure a good, clean, square cut. Since I know that spot's a little bit more, just take a little bit out of the center there until I can get a good straight pass all the way like that. Now we're going to check it. So I'm going to do that. The edge of my plane is good and straight. So I'm going to check to make sure that's pretty good, but I've still got a couple of spots where it's just a little bit off. So I'm still seeing some light. One more time. There's a knot, I think, or something. It's keeping me from having. Okay, that's good enough for me to take it out of the clamp and double check it. So we're going to take a look at it. In the sunlight, hold it up. I'm going to open it, set it up like this. I don't want to see any light. And unfortunately, it looks like I've got a little bow in the center. It's touching on both edges, but not in the middle. So what I want to do is I want to take a little bit more. When I do this, I'm going to take a little bit off of one end and the other end, or just one end, and try to get that just perfect. So, first things first, let's get it back in the clamp. Want it moving. Very carefully, taking just little bits. I'm going to go back and forth until I don't have light showing. Chase it a little bit. my plane blade back just a little. Set it up good center again. A little bit too much off that one side, so I'll thread it again. Getting closer. Forgot to mention, when you do this, you want to use your longest plane, if at all possible. And that will work. Got it all together. Okay. Now, so this is my method for glue up here. I do have a small shop. I only do a few guitars at a time, or one guitar at a time really. So what I do is I use a tape method to do this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tape that center line so that I don't have too much glue squeeze out here. And let's see, maybe we put you on the other side. So hang on. See me for a second. Okay. So what I've done here, this tripod does not want to cooperate. Perfect. Okay, so I've got a piece of wood right here to hold one side up just a little bit. The other side is flat on the bench top. That's only about 3/4 of an inch. You could use a smaller one or slightly larger, but don't go too crazy on it. Get this tape unraveled. Which direction is it? A new set of tape, so I have to fiddle with it. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to get that tape together. Make sure that both of my edges are lined up pretty close, as close as I can get them. Push that down. Now, I'm going to put these every 2 inches-ish and pretty tight. Remember, I've got a little angle here with this other board. That's going to come in handy here in a minute. I'll put one more in there. Alright, so still have my board here, slight angle, all taped off. I'm going to fold it so that my inside line is now here, and you can see my glue, my tape line in between. Alright, get this out of the way, don't need that anymore. Tape out. Glue. We use Titebond for this. I suppose if you wanted to, you could use hot glue or Titebond 3 or whatever. I just don't want it to come apart. Titebond works. I don't anticipate having a failure here with this glue. This glue is good and strong and will work just fine. Alright, so now that I've got a bead of glue there, go ahead and spread that out. Make sure you have a nice even coat all the way down it. Wipe off excess. A little bit more right there. Okay, now open it up, flatten it down on your bench top. Notice I have a good bit of glue grease out there. That's what I want to see. I'll take a paper towel. If you can dip this with a little water, the glue squeeze out, that's best. You don't want this to adhere to everything else. Get out of the way, get a little bit of water on here. Alright. Okay. Now that I'm satisfied I have most of the glue off of that, off of the surface anyway, I want the glue in the joint but not on the surface. So now, I'm going to take this side, nice and tight. Okay, and that's how you glue up a top or a back. You set this aside. See that again. Set that aside and come back to it after that glue is dried, so at least 24 hours.